boys. Just calm down. We don't need to throw punches just yet.
I just watched 3 premierships in 4 years just to watch this shit again.
Big angry men who run around and smash bodies.
If I see anyone complain or say that they can swap Martinelli for Matt and Mbappe, that's their truth.
I'm just dreaming of beers.
Hello and welcome back to another week in Uneducated Nuffies. Another great week where 2 teams win and 1 doesn't.
Yay!
I'm just used to disappointment by now.
Yeah, I was actually telling Jonty on Saturday, I don't even bother messaging you anymore after games because it's just a regular routine.
It's not exciting anymore.
Well, I didn't. I watched I listened to the first quarter, but I wasn't able to watch any of it. But I'm just used to it. It's just disappointment.
Is there anything else exciting for your weekend then?
I actually did have an exciting week. I got to travel all over Victoria. Went down to Geelong. That was actually a good game.
That's not a
That's
fun
like
time.
an hour away.
Oh, trust me, I got home at 2:30 a.m.
That's
I
like a you problem.
was very tired. Went to Dreamtime, but I was at Dreamtime. I was working the Dreamtime game. It was really cool to be out there. I was out in the middle when they were doing the pre-game performance. Really cool. I think they did a brilliant job with it. But one thing I noticed, it was during the game when I was sitting boundary side. You know how sometimes tennis players, they tend to moan or grunt to try and get a bit more out of it, and they go the stuff like it's try and moan a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What are your guys' thoughts on boundary umpires doing that? Because I had the boundary umpire moan right in front of me.
Was he like grunting or was it like a...
No, it was like like a that.
It wasn't like it was a big effort to get the ball up nice and...
Yeah, but he
straight.
moaned.
Yeah, but it could just be he's trying to use...
No, it wasn't a grunt. It was a moan.
Maybe he's just like Carl Anthony Towns.
Big
Just
zesty man.
It was a
Zesty
moan.
boy.
So AFL boundary umpires especially, I think boundary umpires are the biggest tryhards in the AFL.
They're not a real umpire. So
Yeah, but they make it look like they're the biggest deal. You throw a ball in, champ. Just pipe down. Have you seen? There's this guy on TikTok too who posted all these boundary umpiring. I just don't like boundary umpires. To be fair, we don't need 6 of them to cover a ground.
Well, if you're playing and going out of bounds a lot, then yeah, probably do.
But that was mine. I watched a lot of football. Was also at Amy Park. We'll get to that later. That was interesting. But you boys obviously had an interesting weekend. Jimmy, what'd you get up to?
Like you, I went to a lot of football. I travelled into Melbourne, not around Victoria.
Lucky.
Went on Friday to see my boys play, get another win, which was nice. And then I decided I was a bit bored Saturday, so I popped along with Jonty to watch Collingwood on Saturday night.
It was definitely a game of all time.
Great game. Game of all time, as we said. Afterwards, got a bit adventurous afterwards. Saw the bright illuminating lights.
Something was calling.
Called Crown Casino.
Oh, I was thinking something different.
It's weird being there 2 weeks in a row.
That's what happens when you get the loyalty card.
Anyway, we're in the Crown Casino room, and do you just go in there and just take a gaze around and look at the fine souls with you, and just think about how smart everyone is in there?
Smart investments.
Yeah,
no one is throwing away money.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't see like those people going to the ATM and getting $500 out because they've lost 10 grand already.
I love walking around and you think that person just sold their house deposit. That person just lost 4 grand. You just point out.
You just see everyone looking at the screens, everyone on the machines,
No
everyone
clocks.
at the tables.
Yeah, it's timeless. You could be there at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. and it's the same thing.
Literally is. Anyway, that's one point I want to bring up. Is Crown is a majestic place.
It is. Other than where you can smell absolute poo. Like someone's just been there on the same machine for the last 5 hours and then shat their pants.
They're a bit stainy.
The elderly.
No, we're not putting fingers at anyone.
Let's just say we went in there at a certain time and then we left at a certain time when people were still on the same machines.
Yep. It's average Crown experience.
Yeah, it was good.
Now, I want to point out, Marvel, we were at the game because obviously,
Yep.
Collingwood had to play their games at Marvel every once in a while.
Oh, no.
Stupid Americanized stadium.
Oh, it is. And but the thing is, right, it's absolutely... Ross was getting bloody Gold Coast for being the Nepo baby. Marvel is the Nepo baby. The amount of things there that you can just go buy food. Why can I wait my drinks?
Yeah.
Why can I weigh my drinks?
It's a bit going on there. You know that?
Too much. Yeah, I'm well aware of it. Even the use of the stadium underground is terrible because for some reason they like to put the rooms on the other side of the stadium. So when it's a close game and you have to get to one of the rooms afterwards, it's a pain in the ass.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem.
Yeah. It's an entertainment precinct, so it makes it very difficult for sport.
It's not. It's an Americanized stadium.
Well, there's like 40 billion bars now.
There's a lot of bars. A lot of bars, a lot of food
outside,
stations.
Restaurants
inside.
everywhere. Like, it's a lot going on.
There's a Royal Stacks in there.
Yep. I think MCG had one though.
There's a guy.
They do, yeah.
There's a guy with DJ decks. Just
Oh
chilling.
my god, every time.
Checkers?
Or
No.
there was a part. My favorite part was they had a Carlton Dry 3.5 sponsorship, and you can go get a back massage.
Yeah, I did say that.
As you drink,
On
as
level
you drink
2.
your mid-strength Carlton Dry.
Oh, that's all they sell there now too. Is all they do is mid-strength at Marvel.
Yeah,
Oh.
terrible.
Don't want to go to Marvel ever again.
It's a hole.
Unfortunately, you have a contract where you have to play lots of games at Marvel.
Oh no, I don't want to go to them.
By the boundary umpire. There is a pig at full forward.
You need to calm down.
Go to Barnes! Come on! I'm from Maui!
Do a push-up with them on top of you, Jakey!
Now, round 11 happened.
It happened.
It definitely happened. There was definitely 9 games of football.
There were many good games,
Many great games were played.
but many games.
It was a tipsy turvy. Yeah,
Tipsy turvy.
tipsy
Are
tur.
you tipsy right now?
Tipsy tur. I can't even speak English here.
It was one good game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was the
okay.
first game of the round.
Yeah.
The first game set the speed, and then everyone else went, "Oh, we have to do that." What?
Lots of bad games. We will start with the good game though. Thursday night, obviously you were there.
I was down there. Yes,
And in Geelong, great game.
yes, great game.
2 very good teams.
From the get go, even before the game, you could tell it was just gonna. There was a lot of just animosity in the
Build
air.
up after the Bailey Smith comment about Ballarat, which
Yeah.
well deserved. I'm on Bailey Smith's side for that one. Ballarat sucks.
But even Kane Corns and Bevo going
That
at it
was
before the
main one,
game.
'cause Bailey Smith didn't really get in many fights.
I was
Luba had a
was
bit of a go at him.
5 meters away from where this happened. I got to watch this live in person.
Did you hear what they said?
I missed the first bit. I just heard Bevo just abusing Kane, calling him.
Wasn't it on the lines of what he said to Tom Morris?
No, I'm not going to say the words because I'll get in a bit of trouble if I say exactly what it is. But yeah, it was a lot of hatred and swearing. But how good was before we touch on the game? Actually, can we just talk about Bevo's security guard?
Yeah.
Why does it look like he did 3 ACLs?
He probably has done 3 ACLs
He
following
can
Bevo
barely
around.
move.
Bevo needs heavy security down in Geelong.
So he's running along. It looked like it made Bevo look like he could actually run. And he can't.
He probably can.
I
He's a
reckon
pretty
if Bevo
fit
got angry
bloke.
enough, he'd get enough speed up than someone.
It was
At Kane, yeah.
It was very
Kane or
just.
Tom
It
Morris.
was a stupid. Bevo just go to the bench or just go to the box. But yes, Jimmy touched on it before. Great game, back and forth game throughout the whole game. A lot of scoring, a lot of good football played. Was not an easy game, but the game was pretty much defined with accuracy in the end. Geelong were the more accurate team of the day.
They were great.
Dogs kicked, I think, almost 20 behinds.
16 goals, 17.
A lot of
So
behinds.
20 goals, 7.
Definitely could
Goals
have been away.
and goals they should have scored too. Like that Buku Karmas miss from 2 meters out. Same with Aaron Norton hitting the post. They convert those two. It's a different game.
What does Aaron Norton even do? That
Yeah,
might be the
he
worst
ended-
3-goal performance
Yeah,
of all
3
time.
goals from the goal square.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What is he like when Darcy and this
Darcy's
is,
not far away.
he's back soon.
He's a month away.
Yeah.
Hypothetical well where Ugo Hagen plays for him again.
Well,
Not happening.
No, but
Where is Bevo putting him? Because he won't be playing him in the forward line.
down
Put,
back,
put him down back.
interceptor.
Talk about it all the time. Experiment with it.
But Bevo,
The
Bevo,
Dogs can do that.
Bevo actually looks like he's not experimenting anymore.
And it's not like they have
That's because they're good.
great lockdown defenders.
No, they don't. Their defense is
Jones is
no,
getting
it's fine.
old.
He's not even playing right now.
Yeah. Lob's the only sort of shining light they have down back. They had Buku there, but
O'Donnell's-
Buku's now forward.
O'Donnell's having a good season.
He is, yeah.
But otherwise, no one big.
Nothing great. But
Yeah. Want to touch on quickly. These 2 games had easily the 2 best recruits of this year so far.
Yep.
Bailey Smith and Matt Kennedy. Weighing it all up with who the player is and what the price they got him for and where they've come from, who's been the better recruit this year?
Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith.
Because you are bringing in a competing Brownlow medalist for this season into a midfield that is stacked but is aging. So you have the likes now of Holmes. You got now bringing Bailey Smith. You got Dempsey off the wing, who is probably in All Australian contention on the wing. He's scoring goals for fun off the wing. It does bolster it. Kennedy obviously is a great addition for the Dogs. He
He's
has
done so well.
he has been great, but you can see sometimes he has got lost in that shuffle in the midfield. You put him forward, he has a lot. But in my opinion, it's Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith, number 1, cult figure already. Like the fact that the whole Geelong cheer squad area had the Bailey Smith headband.
Oh, I've got one in my car too. I was able to get my hands on one too.
Oh my God. What do you
I
need-
should have
what
brought
do
it.
You need a headband for
I should have brought it in.
Oh my god. No, after what Kane Corns has done on the weekend, no more. But
Footy stand went berserk.
Oh,
nope. Last getting banned again. Anyway, Bailey Smith. One, he offers what Patrick Dangerfield offered when he first got to Geelong.
Yeah.
Patrick Dangerfield can't do that for a whole game anymore. He can do that for a bit, but not for the whole game. And Holmes is a smooth mover. He's not a get in hard ball. Manner's probably been the closest thing to an actual hard ball getter they've had recently. And
him and Atkins.
Yeah, and Atkins has been playing more wing.
Yeah.
With Manner, he's a half forward, rolling midfield sometimes. So getting someone like Bailey Smith to crash the pack. The thing is, right, Doggies, if they had Treloar Bond properly healthy at the start of the season, Kennedy wouldn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think he's done very well.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
and
done
He's
very
putting
well.
up some great stats.
that Holmes goal was actually a brilliant goal on the run too.
No, it was very nice.
Shannon Neal for the Geelong, I think that was his breakout game he's had for a long time. He'd been sort of pushing it, been a
Well
bit
due.
worrying at times this season, but that was a brilliant performance. He showed that he can be that good second option behind Cameron.
He's officially now at the pressure point.
Oh, he's been
Well,
out.
well
yeah,
clear.
that was
well clear.
4 goals and took the piss. But could this be a grand final replay we're looking at come end of the season? Possibly.
They are two of the probably 5 teams at the moment are contending for the grand final.
If this is a grand final match, I'm excited.
That's Geelong has had 2 matchups where they've won against potential grand final rematches.
Yeah.
The only thing is, once again, the final quarter is built up in the controversy that the free kicks started getting
Yes.
a bit over the top.
Ooh, 26 to 12. I was
Yeah,
about to say
Especially
2.
in that final quarter, Dempsey's missed out in the full. That one.
Oh yeah, he marked that ball.
That was-
he marked
yes.
that ball in the stand.
I was aware. I was on the win.
But then I can't remember anymore. But there's just so many
There was
free
so
a
many
kicks.
couple
just
bad ones.
weird
Yeah.
ones that shouldn't have been called.
But then also the Dogs did miss easy targets
Oh,
going in for 20-minute
yeah.
kicks you should hit every day of the week. They missed and that cost them.
No, I'm just saying more. It's once again this controversy that in a Geelong game, there's free kicks happening that shouldn't happen in the final quarter.
Is Geelong a sketchy team?
Or the Geelong the place is pretty sketchy. So yeah.
Can confirm.
Scary. Do you like a car?
No, but I drove past
His
Lammy.
car-
I drove
no,
past
no.
Lammy's on the way home.
No one needs to steal from his car.
Okay. That's ouch. But they do. No Dangerfield as well. Tom Stewart is pretty banged up. I don't think he'll be playing too many games before finals. I think they got all the means to win flag, in my opinion.
They
Also,
should.
Jez has just sneakily snuck up to winning the Coleman.
Yeah, well, he's had 2 weeks. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
13
6
goals in
and
2
7.
games.
And he was on no goals after 3 rounds.
He's taking the piss.
He's a freak.
Apparently, I've found out a rumor as well. He brought his caravan trailer to the game. So as soon as the game's finished, he goes camp for the weekend.
That is
That
unbelievable.
is the most Jezza thing possible.
He was back at the Carlton Giants game as well, watching Toby's 250th.
Yeah, so he went camping for 2 nights, came back, and then he went back to his campsite.
I love Jezza.
That's so good.
I love Jez.
That's good.
That's the one good game done. We done now?
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Let's talk
round.
about that.
No. Okay, we'll
Let's
keep
talk
going.
about it.
Well, Dreamtime, as you alluded to in the intro, Ethan, great opening ceremony.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Not quite Anzac Day, because Anzac Day makes you want to run through about 40 walls.
And I think
But-
people weren't quite exactly. People still talk through it.
Yeah, but it's a great show. Like all the
Well,
dancing. All
the vibe isn't supposed to be silent. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be about celebrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good vibe.
And I thought they
I
did
very much enjoyed it.
I thought they did perfectly. Having Paul Kelly as well. Or even though he missed his cue,
On the TV, it was very, very
it was
easy
very
to
obvious
see.
because you could see. I'm just hearing the producer in my ear. He's missed his cue. He's missed his cue. No, but he was really good. Even the rapper, his name was
Briggs.
Briggs. Yeah, he was quite good. And even then before the game, they did a lot.
It's a great show.
Great day, but the game was fucking.
The pre-game show was good.
Sorry.
Beep.
Where's the beat?
Actual AFL game, not the best.
Yes, you just covered Jimmy then. Do you want to say
Speak
Jimmy,
again,
or-
Jim.
So yeah, whilst the pre-game show was very good, the game didn't quite live up to it.
No.
It's not a great game.
Oh, jeez, it was hard to watch.
It's that was probably some of the worst. My favorite thing that sums up the game was Pidge running past 4 players, runs up the field. You think, oh my god, Pidge's actually doing something cool, and he just kicks it straight into Jack Ross.
Yeah, I would have counted 40 intercept marks for Richmond.
I think there was only one good highlight to come out of that game, and that was in the first quarter with that Taranto goal.
No, we had a few good highlights towards the end.
Nick Martin kicking up to himself only to give away the ball.
Good highlight. Go ahead.
Like we said, yeah, not a great game, but I think in the end, just that little bit more experience. Not that we're experienced at all. A little bit of games that Essendon have saw them just outlast Richmond in the end.
Oh, you could say it. And
Led the way by a debutant.
Experience.
Angus Clark, he's something.
He's a find.
He's
We've
something.
had a lot of finds this year, which is a good positive
But
sign.
I have made this point to you beforehand. Is it that these players are good, or is that your players are just so shit beforehand that it makes them
No,
look
they're
good?
good.
No,
They're good players.
he was actually impressive. The
16 disposals, 3 goals from the wing.
two of those goals were actually quite good. The third one was a cheapie at the end, I
Also,
think.
almost scored a screamer in the last as well.
Yeah,
on the post.
he showed a bit of flamboyance that the forward line's been missing, I reckon.
Yeah, well, the whole Essendon forward line is very one-dimensional. It's hit it up top
to Caddy
to Caddy
Try
or
it.
Langford or Wright.
or Langford no more.
Well, Langford's,
But when he's
Langford's
actually-
hamstrings injured.
yeah.
But again, my issue with Essendon on the weekend is they try and stick to their long ball game, especially when it was wet. You can see at times it doesn't work, and I thought Richmond were the better crummers out of the two of them.
Well, we're not good enough to hit short kicks. So
Yeah.
what else do we do?
Neither are they.
Well, I know. That's what won us the game.
That's why I was just
Actually,
back and forth.
you know what the best goal was? Hugo Ralph Smith just absolutely bombing it long.
Oh, it was a nice goal. That
But
was a nice goal.
that was probably the highlights, was bombing it long.
Yeah, not a great game, but again, the Bombers have won and they're 6-4, and I'm a happy man.
They are. It's quite impressive.
I'm a happy man.
Do we go to the next game of the round?
Let's talk about it.
What do Carlton even do?
Not much. Not fucking much. Oh, I still haven't even watched this game. I don't want to watch it really.
I couldn't watch it at the time, but I went back and watched the highlights. Both teams are, well, Carlton just bad.
Yeah.
Giants have a few players out playing below their level. There was a real back and forth with no real skills throughout the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Eventually, the Giants found a way in the last quarter, led by their captain in his 250.
Toby Green's actually come back.
He's out of pressure point.
He's out.
Last
Good
2
game.
games have been fairly good for him.
Good game from him. It was very impressive. For Carlton, there's a lot of questions to be asked here. A couple of players who I think shouldn't be playing. They know who they are already.
Have you told them?
I
It's been damning him.
DM'd him.
Okay, Ollie.
But I think you can again see how important missing Silvani is. Even though we had DeConing come back in, we had a bit more strength. It's just there's a lot of questions to be asked. I don't think it's as much on the coaching; it's more the players at this point
What
in
is wrong?
time.
What is wrong?
Because the coaching, it's worked. It's worked at times, but the players are not showing up.
I think.
What's your game plan?
No, I think this is. Your players are really good, the top end talent, and when they don't show up, which is basically in this half of the season, Vossi's tactic of bomb it long doesn't work.
Oh no, it hasn't worked for a long time.
They could also use the second half from Charlie Kerner.
It would be nice. But
He kicked one in the second half this time.
Well done, Charlie.
I'm still backing. I said last week, if we win 4 of our next 5, the season's alive.
You have to win 4.
We have to win 4 in a row. It is West Coast. It is you
and
guys.
you have
It is
Essendon,
Port Adelaide and
North.
If we don't win those
Quite
4,
possibly the easiest run you can get right
if we
now.
don't win those 4, I've got you watch us lose to Esther by 30 points too.
So when we beat you,
No, we've got to buy this week, so we can refresh, recoup. It gives some more players time
what did you
to be
do
available.
2 years ago when you were in the shit? You went to someone's farm. All
What?
the players went to Ed Kerner's farm.
Oh yeah,
You
send
need
it
to
back
pull-
there.
You need to pull that.
Yeah,
one
go to
out
Ed
the
Kerner.
way.
That was the year we finished
Hey,
in
Ed, can you please
2023.
fix this again?
We'll go to Jesus Cameron's farm.
Get
No,
weird-
he won't
get-
let you
Get
do.
weird together at the farm. That's
Get
what they need
weird.
to do.
We'll go up to Mansfield.
God.
Enough
on.
about Carlton because I know we're going to hold on them. We hold on them a lot. At least I do. But even though it was a shit game, 2 good teams, we thought. Brisbane Hawthorn at the G. Brisbane have bounced back. They've struggled at the G in the last couple of years. Not last couple of years. During the regular season
Until
and
probably mid last year.
and they've started really showing. They look great. I thought Brisbane looked really good, composed. Hawthorn, what is going on here?
They
It's-
look boring.
They look boring. The thing is, right, what was always been saying is their midfield's average.
Without Will Day especially.
Will Day especially, because they have no difference. James Warple, Newcomb, Ward, Morrison, they're all the same build.
Speaking about Newcomb, how did he get away with his sling tackle?
Oh, I don't know.
That is questionable.
Ow.
Paul Curtis robbed.
Yeah, Paul Curtis. Yeah, but you're right. Hawthorn's midfield without Will Day and
It's-
that burst of speed.
It's one-dimensional. When you're playing a midfield like Brisbane's, where they have 5 or 6 players that can roll through it, all are different to each other,
Yeah,
or at least somewhat differences, it shows.
yeah.
And they got obliterated. From
And
that.
especially in the midfield battle between them against Brisbane. Brisbane's midfield again. We know how good they are. The likes of Neil, Dunkley, you put McCluggage in there. They are so dominant.
Ashcross, like it's a
The
stacked midfield.
Ashcroffs, you forget those names, the talent they have. When you put against the Hawthorn, they obliterated them in the midfield.
It was domination from start to finish.
Yeah.
It was closer than what it would have been.
I was watching the game with a few angry Hawks fans.
That was good. The glass smash.
Yeah, that was interesting. If you know, you know. We'll go along with that. Yeah, but the Hawks not looking great now considering they've got Collingwood this week. They've got the Doggies and the Crows the next couple games after that. You could potentially see them out of the 8.
They haven't excited me like they did last year.
No.
They
First few games looked great. They looked unreal the first few games of the year.
I got a lot of worries for their down back.
Oh, Sicily's groin. When will they just rest him?
And Battle's been great for them, I think. He's been really good. Barras, a lot of questions. He hasn't been,
That is the most kingy brained take of all time.
he hasn't been impressive. I don't rate him.
Barras has had probably 4 games where he's
Barras
been the
has been
best defender on the field.
Battle's been better.
No. That is so Barras is playing as a one-on-one defender. He used to be an intercept mark defender. McGovern was more the one-on-one.
Why don't they use Battle as that one?
Because Battle's not a one-on-one.
Battle gets smoked.
If you're saying that you think Barras is a better backman than Battle, then why would you not have your best backman be that intercept marker over Battle?
Because you can defend.
Because they need a one-on-one. That's what I meant to say.
What does Jacob Wiedering do?
Yeah, what does he do?
Oh, we just let him run.
You let him do
He's a-
everything
he's a-
because you're shit. That's
But
what you have to
Wiedering's
do.
a one-on-one defender.
Yeah, he's good.
That's what Barras is doing.
Okay.
Battle-
I would agree to disagree. But before we move on, Brisbane, quite impressive, looking good. You touched on it before. They've turned the MCG into a bit of a fortress in the last 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, well, up until probably early last year, probably since the 2023 grand final, because for about 10 years before that, they could never win a game at the G. And then last year, I think during the year, they got a few wins at the G. And obviously, we saw what they're doing the prelim and on grand final day. So the grand final day, amazing win. And then it's completely turned the corner now.
Well, the only team that lost to last year at the MCG was us.
Yeah, so they still need to beat you, but at the moment, yeah, they look unreal.
Speaking about Yormo as well, Saturday night at
That was definitely a
Under
game
the
that
roof.
happened.
Great, unbelievable game.
The
of
second
football.
game at Marvel that day too.
Yeah.
Honestly, good. The good Victorians have more games of footy.
Victorian
on that day.
mini Gabba round was
We
really
need
good.
more. We need more games.
Gabba-
of Victoria.
Gabba Day
We don't have
was-
enough.
We need. Why don't we have one at every oval? Bring back Vic Park.
Windy Hill.
Bring back Icon Park.
I
I
want-
want Princess Park.
I want 100,000 seat stadium at Vic Park.
I want a game of Windy Hill.
Let's go out to Moorabbin and watch St Kilda
No.
play.
No, that's
No
all right.
one's going there anyway.
But it's a sad day after Saturday night because for the first time, Pink Theory has failed us.
Well, Pink Fury did fail for like 3 years. Oh, 2
No,
years.
no.
No.
We don't count the last 3 years. Pink Theory has
Pink
fallen.
Theory had a chance at 3/4 time
And then,
because Collingwood was so inaccurate the first 3 quarters.
do you know what is
It was shocking.
the biggest take from the Saturday for me? It's that Scott Pendlebury put on Instagram on his Instagram story. Are you going to be there today? Yes.
he wasn't there.
Yes,
And he was
no.
making coffee.
making coffee, and then he pulls out ill.
God, you can tell Scott's old. By the way, he uses Instagram.
And who was
Tommy Chua.
Bobby Hill was
Bobby
out
Hill was
as
late,
well
personal
personally.
reasons.
Side bottom wasn't playing.
So
So-
in comes Will Parker and
Oleg.
Olev Murkov.
Markov, you mean?
Markov.
What could it be, mate? Anyway, what a goal. That was probably one of the best finishes I've seen. That was straight from the middle.
Well, we were talking about it there. It's like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And he's absolutely slotted it. And
It
then-
was a what's the guy from Brisbane who did it last year? It was at Macca's before the game after.
Oh,
the
Logan
game.
Morris.
Logan
yeah,
Morris.
forward.
It was a Logan Morris type performance as well.
Bunnings at 3:30. Get a
Bunnings.
call.
Hi, Craig. I'm just buying hardware tools.
Well, he was also just meant to be. It was the sub, so he
Yeah.
wasn't meant to play. Then Maynard got hurt, so he had to go on in the first quarter.
Yeah, but also not even on the emergency list. Will Parker and Markov weren't our emergencies, and they didn't even. So West didn't play. Dematia didn't play. I don't remember who else was on our list. I think it might have been Jack. I don't know. But anyway, none of our emergencies played.
That makes sense.
It was great mastermind from Craig to when we had a forward and a mid come out to put 2 halfbacks into the team.
Run.
Yeah, it was very scrappy the first 3 quarters.
First 3 quarters were awful.
Terrible game of football. The Pies blew it away in the last. They just needed a quarter.
That was Jamie Elliott's proving that he's all Australian this year.
Yeah, he's right up there in the Australian talks right now. He's having a great year.
He was our most influential.
Would have been
player.
good for North to put someone on him.
Yeah,
he was running around by himself the whole.
North don't like to tag though.
North don't do
They
anything.
literally, Will Phillips played last year all on Nick Dacos.
Yeah, and then they benched him, and then Dacos
Yeah,
went
and then-
berserk in that last quarter.
And
Like
guess
I
what?
said, they don't like to tag.
Deja vu. Nick Dacos had 17 touches in the last quarter this
Okay,
week.
4 of them came in 10 seconds.
That was
that was
funny.
disgusting.
That was funny. That's a Zach Merritt kind of stat pad.
No, but Dacos was worse than Merritt.
The one good thing I'll quickly touch on. Two, sorry. Billy Frampton.
Fuck's sake.
He's so good.
He actually was good.
Great fullback performance.
Why is he at 34 performing like this?
He's not 34.
He's 27.
Who?
Billy.
You said
Frampton.
Billy was 34 last week.
Billy Frampton.
Yes.
No.
You said
Jamie
he was
Elliott.
No, you said he was
Jeremy
34
Howe.
last week.
Jeremy
and I was so
Howe.
confused.
No, you're
Jeremy Howe is-
misremembering everything, buddy.
No, I'm getting the clip up. You said it was 34 last week.
Jeremy Howe.
Billy's not that old yet.
No, Billy's 27.
Billy's in his prime. Look at him.
He's his prime, and
Prime
having,
train.
he's having 8 touches a game.
but 13 spoils.
God.
And then
Fist after fist.
Bo McCreary in the midfield is actually
he was
elite.
good. I rated his performance.
He's most effective kick in the 50 at
Which is
80%.
weird because he's a bad looking kick.
His kick is the most horrid looking, other than the longs, is the most horrid looking kick I've seen, and it works. Anyway, we just shit ourselves away and then did our final quarter properly.
You should have won. The scoreline should have been more, in my opinion.
No, it was accurate to the game.
You could have been up by about 70 3
If
quarters.
we actually shot straight, but no, we weren't shooting straight, so that's accurate to the scoreline.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyway,
Any other games to talk about?
Touch on it.
Sydney got Narmcord.
Yeah. Are Melbourne good again?
Yes, Melbourne have always had a good list, in
They
my
might be
opinion.
back.
I think everyone just sort of just was put them on the back burner because of all the dramas got off the field. But when you got a midfield, like we said, of Viney, Gawn, Petrarca, and Oliver, and the young talent actually showing out to be some great form. Langford's looking great. They got Bowie's probably playing his best football he's played all
Lindsay's
year.
going well.
Lindsay's looking good. They're nice little smoky coming through this time.
I would not rate because usually when a player has try rooms before the year, he turns out and has a shocker. Cosy Pickett's not doing that.
No, he's decided.
He's having unbelievable games at the moment.
Yeah, if he continues this way, he'll be all Australian. He will be. And
5 goals, 4 and 24 touches.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
Crazy stat line.
the fact he could have had 9 2 times this season is crazy.
Yeah, he had that one against Freo as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went off.
The resume game.
I wonder what Petrarca cooked for his 200th game in the morning.
A good pre-game pasta, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe a ragu.
A
go with
bolognese.
But Melbourne right back in it almost. So maybe challenge for the bottom end of the top 8.
But at the same time, they played Sydney.
Sydney are bad.
I called it
Really
first.
bad.
I called it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say every week, I called it.
We did not call it.
AFL has not been my strong point in tipping this season.
Yeah.
All the other sports I've been good at. This one, no.
Yeah, no, Sydney are awful.
The defense can't defend.
They got no one out there because they're all injured.
Yeah,
They're all
it's
suspended.
Isaac Heaney and Chad Warner. Here's the ball. Please do something.
When's Errol back?
You can tell they're missing Errol.
When is he back? I want him back. I like him.
I reckon it's still probably 2-3 weeks.
Do we reckon next year they go hard for Tamara?
They need to do something. You just take the risk.
You need a forward.
Because
You need a good forward and a good back.
Hayward is isolated and can't kick straight right now. McDonald's playing in the VFL.
Joel Hamling is one of their key forwards.
That says enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's awful there. So I do want to see Melbourne now with back to Melbourne name. See how they go then.
Yeah,
and then we
because as Nam, they're great.
yeah, it's like Fremantle's Wally up.
Yeah. Didn't touch on them.
Um,
It also, back on Sydney quickly, this recent trend we've had where if you get smashed in the grand final, your following season is very bad. Sydney did it a couple years ago in 2023, barely made the finals. The Giants in 2020, after losing by 90 in a grand final, missed the finals. Adelaide in 2018,
there was a bit more going on with Adelaide that year.
Yeah,
I had
well,
a bit more issues.
we know that.
To be honest, it's even the trend with the grand final, the last 2 grand finalists before last season missed out in finals. Brisbane are going to look to break that trend too.
They will be because everyone else seems to be really bad when they play them.
I think half the team, there's only 2 teams who I actually think have been good this year throughout the whole season.
I'll give.
Throughout the whole season,
There's
2.
been 6 good teams this year.
I swear to God, if you say Essendon, I'm
No,
going
we're not good.
No,
Who are they? Collingwood's obviously one of them.
I'll name you right now. Collingwood, Brisbane, Doggies, Geelong,
Yep.
Gold Coast, but they've had the softest draw in the world,
Yep.
so I'm barely counting them.
And West Coast.
Yeah, they're doing really
At
good.
Adelaide. That's 6 games that have been good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Then there's a watch on the Giants
And Hawthorn.
And Hawks.
and Hawks.
If Hawthorn can turn this around, because it's been a bad
Bad
month.
month.
But Jonty, it looks like you've done a bit of a prediction. You like to gloat on how good you are predicting, at least in the AFL.
Quickly.
Your other predictions have been crap in all the other sports, but AFL you've been quite happy.
Quickly, I did this.
Yeah.
Was it you?
This
I
was
put
Jim.
this in.
This was
I,
Jim's.
Ah.
I wrote all these stats in.
I thought it was you.
No, I didn't even.
My
start
my
this.
apologies.
I thought I'd just do a little thing because it's quite nice.
My apologies, Jimmy.
There's a thing on the web, Squiggle a ladder predictor. Really good for relieving stress when you're trying to figure out how your team's going to make the finals. You should start using it actually. There's a thing where you can rate your ladder. So you can rate, like, you can put teams in different order. It gives you a percentage of how close you are. So I looked at all of our little preseason predictions. To go back and look at them, they're quite funny. Some
Do
of the
you
calls.
want to go from lowest to top?
Um,
I go from top to bottom.
top,
Oh,
No, I'll go from the top.
All right.
We'll start there. Over here, rated 74.4%, which is higher than any expert on that list.
Yep.
What am I at?
Thanks,
You've
guys.
called the Sydney crash.
well done, Jonty.
It's all right, guys. I'll wait till the end of the season and I'll go to Fox and I'll say, look at this. Put me on the expert.
Yeah,
Put me on the
I want to be the
expert.
next Jared Davis.
I am the most accurate person of all time.
Yeah, no.
Just stick to AFL because your other takes have been pretty crap this year.
He knows his footy. I'm next. I'm in the middle. I'm at a solid 62.5%, a C grade. I'll point out my bad calls. I had Adelaide 13th. I had Sydney 2nd. I had the Doggies in 12th, which are all looking bad right now. They're not as bad as yours.
Yeah,
You're
I can't
at
remember.
a-
I can't remember what mine was.
I'll tell you. You're currently at 55%.
Great, Brent.
D.
I'm just
I'll
passing.
tell you. You had Sydney first,
Yep.
Fremantle second, Carlton third,
Great.
Brisbane 7th, Collingwood 8th.
So they're in the 4, yeah.
That's your main goals for the moment.
The only one I think I've got right.
And Gold Coast 12th.
No, yeah, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, quite bad.
Well, you're still better than Riley Beveridge, Sam
Yes.
McClure,
Oh,
Caroline Wilson,
Oh, I'm talking about her in a bit.
and then Matt Walsh, which I wanted to point out from Squiggle, had Carlton first, Port 5th, Sydney 7th, St Kilda 8th, Hawthorn 9th, Geelong 10th, Adelaide 12th, Gold Coast 13th, Collingwood 14th.
Essendon 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
This may be one of the worst takes I've ever seen in my life.
Is that just a biased Carlton fan?
100%.
I don't think any of those are even the correct positions.
Only one, which was two. Sorry, Brisbane and Melbourne. Melbourne somehow he got right.
Well, they shouldn't be in 11th right now for how the season's going.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho, I'll get there. Give me a second.
on.
Give me a
What are we
second.
doing?
maybe pressure point.
No, it's hot takes.
Oh, hot takes.
takes.
That's right. Oh, there's some good hot takes in the footy. Hot takes.
Well, yeah, it's good stuff.
Can you be my hot take, Jonty? No.
Do you have any hot takes to start? Because we have two absolute zingers we found over the weekend.
I didn't really. There wasn't really any hot takes this week besides the Bevo one.
All right, give us Bebo's hot take then.
No, I'm not. I can't. No.
You need to contribute to the segment.
I heard Callie say something incorrectly.
I got.
Average.
Oh no, I want to put this person in the pressure point rather than hot takes, but
Okay.
I don't have any hot takes, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Do you want to kick us off with the one we heard at the ground?
I'll kick us off on that one. So we're sitting behind. So also, this is a quick hot take question, right? Is it acceptable to have a social, like everyone comes meet up at a football game when half the people don't care about football?
No.
Um,
Are they drinking?
Yes.
That's
there's
fine.
a lot of drinking.
There
That's
was a
fine.
lot of drinking.
I got no issue with that.
Of course. Anyway, so there's a couple of spectators behind us who were singing. They were being probably the most annoying people possible. So we just started yelling louder than them, because we don't like the low road, not the high road. And at the start, they had the greatest take of all time. This game would be better if everyone was naked.
Oh boy!
Interesting
oh boy.
take.
Yeah.
I know one of our friends would go to get more games if that was the case.
Which one? Name him.
There's two of them actually now.
Is it him or her?
Both hims. One was a former employee of this podcast.
No, he would not go with everyone's naked. He wouldn't be allowed to go.
That's good.
Oh.
Probably the second dumbest thing said in Marvel that day, because earlier that day, a member of Back to the Bench made a video.
We've got a friend who works for them.
You do.
Yeah. He made a take after the Carlton game, Carlton fan, full of Carlton dumb rage.
Mm-hmm.
How did we lose that game? We had more fans in the stadium than they did.
That's your fan base, mate.
I'm well aware that they are my fans.
I think it's got something to do with the fact that the game isn't decided by the fans; it's decided by the players on the field.
Crazy thing, right? If that was how every game worked, we would be undefeated champions of all time.
And we would be second every year, doing Arsenal.
And Gold Coast would be bottom,
And
not-
West Coast would be third.
Yes, West Coast.
Essendon would be in the top 5. Like, this is where
That's.
it's a phenomenal take.
I don't know what's worse.
Phenomenal take. We're full of them.
Steven Seagal, his favourite movie, Steven Seagal. Isn't the Lock Stops meant to be about a straight bloke taking a piss out of his
All right, we're back for Pressure Point. What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm just trying to make sure we have this podcast edited correctly.
Are you taking mental notes, are you?
Well done. The Pressure Point's back. Fev, where are you?
Fev.
Here. We start off with the amendments. Coaches, what have you written Dean Cox here
So
for?
Dean Cox
That's
is...
a lot of zeros.
Let me just quickly
I
see
think that's
how
1
many.
trillion.
No, it's more than that. All right. 1, 2, 3...
I'm going to put dashes or commas.
It's a lot of zeros. Are you indicating he's under a lot of pressure right now?
I would say losing to Melbourne by 60-something points.
Conceding 130 points to Melbourne.
Yeah, who had the most one-dimensional forward line in the comp. Not the greatest moment.
Not great for him.
No. So I'd put him pretty far in there.
Fair enough. 4-week Longmuir was doing well though. He's moving down every week.
Yeah, he's only to 10 because there's always the possibility.
Well, they've won 3 in a row.
But
So
it was against Port. The Giants game, good win.
Port not
No,
impressive. Just
Port
do your job.
average.
Speaking of Port, Ken is just going up by the week.
The amount of people who are saying just get Carr in now, which
mean,
is
why
100%
not?
right.
Why
100%.
not?
But it's like they've got the bye this week, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they do. Yeah.
They do. When do succession plans ever work? I don't know why they thought this was a good idea.
Never.
Never.
Bad idea. Get rid of it.
Ross Lyon, after his performance, has been adjusted to 10 million.
Yeah.
Baby.
The Nepo Baby comments, if you're going to say that, back it the fuck up.
And at least have fans go to games to
Yeah,
help
not
with.
13,000.
at the
Gold
game.
Coast get more at their
You
games.
just gave Dimmer perfect ammunition to hit him.
Yeah, disgrace.
And Gold Coast didn't play their best game.
No, it was a terrible game of football.
Yeah.
Vossi has to be there.
Yeah.
Put a few more zeros in there, please.
He's
actually.
at 1,000 for now. He's at 1,000. They didn't get.
100,000.
They didn't get pumped. They didn't
You
get.
don't
pumped.
get pumped. You just lose really sadly.
Yeah, I know, but it's not, yeah, it's bad. I've got someone here. Last one as well. You had Clarko there too.
I had Clarko,
Clarko.
for collapsing in the final quarter for another time this season.
True. They are a very third quarter team, 3/4 team, aren't they?
Yeah. There's still more and more quarter than you guys, but
Probably. I've got one person who's on this list. I want to put on the pressure point as well, and that is Sam Mitchell. I think at a point this season, I know they're in 6th, they're cruising along, but there's a lot of pressure on them now. 3 tough games. They lose and they're out of the 8. The fans are going to be wanting more with this team they've had and the success they had last year. Just to watch on him. He's not on much, a little bit of pressure on him.
Brad Scott watch. kind of.
Yeah.
This is
If you win this week, back out.
Yeah,
Off you go.
it's
Okay.
you're in and you can get yourself out very quickly. But if it stays in there, you'll be in there for a while.
Yeah. Players, we've got Motlop up to a lot of multiple.
Motlop's at 100,000. I want him to be on more. To be honest,
I think we
He
should
needs
put- we
to be
can put
closer
him
to
up
a
to-
billion.
How is he in the team?
Don't start with Motlop with me. I don't want to talk about
Do
it.
you know what
'cause
the best part is? He had 1 goal this week. It was a free kick.
he's-
Average Carlton forward.
7 disposals.
I genuinely think he's the worst small forward Callan's ever had, and we've had some bad ones.
You've had some pretty bad
God, I
ones.
can name someone from 2018. If I
Post Collingwood, Alex Fasolo.
How many games did you play? About 2?
Not many.
Yeah. We've kept a couple in here.
There's no Chris Yaron.
I've added a new player in here. Nick Blakey.
Yeah.
When the Swans are on and he's on, he's not defending, obviously. He's very good. Right now, with the ball coming in a lot more and that defense being under a lot more pressure, he can't defend.
No.
But he's not used really as a defender for them as much. He's more of a.
He has to, and he's not good at it. So learn defense.
Yeah. So you need to, if you're going to have Blakey and Bice and all
Matt
these
Roberts.
Matt Roberts, all these moving halfbacks, play one of them on the wing, or bring someone else who actually plays defense and rotate them throughout the year.
That is true.
I noticed it first a couple weeks ago when the Bombers played the Swans, and Nate Caddy, who's a 19-year-old, beat him comfortably in the first half.
I was in that last quarter. He had a really good quarter.
Yeah, well, they set him off Caddy. They had him running free, which is what he's good at. His defensive skills for what the team's currently going through are not good enough.
Now, I do have another one to add. I just remember exactly what I wanted to say because this might take a second for me to remember. Oh, Jack Darling.
Oh, yeah, bad.
So bad. So bad.
What are you expecting from Darling, though?
Well, he's brought in to be the second option for Suv. And
I don't think he was ever going to be the second option.
no, but
No,
this
he
takes some
is.
pressure off.
He
It takes
is the
some
second
pressure off.
option.
And he's offering nothing.
Nick
Is
Lucky's
he?
life is not
I was
easier.
about to say the second option would now be Paul Curtis.
Yeah.
He's a small, though.
Now, was he brought in to be
No, he wasn't brought in, but he's 38. Give the man a break.
Not that old.
32?
Yeah, and it's not making Lucky's life any easier.
Yeah. It's
Well,
making it
that's true.
harder. Finbar Maley is doing more help than
Finbar.
Moose.
He's down at the Eltham River.
There's a couple more additions. Amendment to umpires now at 25 trillion.
What's caused that?
Just absolute inconsistency of every call, any call.
To be fair, the first game I've been to all year, Dreamtime, is the first game I haven't noticed the umpires doing something so dumb. It's like fairly
There wasn't a
believable.
bad decision. What was good?
Yeah, that was the first game all year.
And then we went to the Collingwood North game,
No,
and
well,
then every single decision was either wrong, or quickly called, or
not called at all.
not called at all.
It was terrible.
It was really bad. And
That is the last one.
oh, it's MRO I've amended to only 100. They haven't done anything
They-
silly for a few weeks. They haven't had the opportunity to do anything silly.
They gave Pierce 3 weeks, but that was
Nah,
probably justified.
Justified.
So
They didn't suspend Newcomb. That was dumb.
that was dumb, but at the same time wasn't reported properly. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
I've added Tasmania. The whole state of Tasmania
Under pressure.
under pressure. I think it's about 10 million.
Or their debt for the stadium or the
Um,
pressure.
Pressure and debt.
No, it's just the whole place doesn't want it for some reason, but it's going to bring so much more tourism money into the state.
The team's not happening.
Yeah,
program.
not at the time they want it to happen.
Have you seen what Brendan Gale's already saying?
They're all going to be out of a job in a month.
Yep.
Probably.
It's been a year since it's been announced.
Bit of a car crash going on down there.
Yeah. Just approve a stadium. You can have something new for once. Just do something.
Just be more trendy, you weirdos.
I've got one more person we haven't put in the pressure point here. Not a player or a coach, a journalist, some might say. And that
if who I think it is, it's not a journalist.
she's not a journalist. Caroline Wilson. She has to be in the pressure point because she's had two absolute stinkers. Obviously, the first one was the James Hird one where she said that James Hird wanted to be a coach again, blatantly lied and was wrong and called out for it. And then we had that Wayne Carey situation where he wasn't going to go to the 100th anniversary in North, whatever it was. Got that blatantly wrong. Caro, if you don't have the right facts, please do not break the news.
Well, she's been doing it for how many years now?
Yeah, but now she's on a bigger platform because she's on 7. On 9, she could get away with it because I don't watch Channel 9 football.
No, but we were last year. I think every single podcast last year, we just said, "Oh, Cara said this." I think she was in the Melons 4 times.
So, Caroline Wilson, please, enough. I'm putting you at 100,000 already.
Caro's been lying about James Hird for 12 years. Disgrace.
She just lies about everything.
Yeah.
She just lies.
Lies. Where's the button?
All rise for the Cripps Dacos medal.
What the?
Oh, I hurt my chest. My tit. My tit is a bit sore after that. My right tit.
And you all heard that.
Thank you. Cripps Dacos medal. We're here another week. More votes. Some games were easier to vote than others, but
Yes.
this first game, you can do it.
This was tough. This game had a lot of good players. So Geelong versus Bulldogs is the game of the round, the only game that happened this round, honestly. Matt Kennedy with 1 vote for, once again, continuing his great season. 2 votes, Shannon Neal for kicking 5. But just one up. Just Jeremy Cameron 3 votes with 6.
Unreal. We'll move on to Dreamtime, where the Dons got done over the Tigers. 1 vote to the Rising Star this week, Angus Clark. 2 votes to the Dirty Stab Hatting in the last quarter of Zach Merritt. And 3 votes, won the Yoakum Award, Nick Martin, 2 goals, 35 touches.
And to the game at Marvel, Snorefest versus GWS. 1 vote to, I didn't think I'd say his name all year in the votes.
He's called them boring.
Finally.
Yes.
1 person I didn't think I was going to give a vote to all season, Sam Doherty, well done. 2 votes to Lockie Ash and 3 votes to Toby Green, his 250th.
Do you want me to go now so you can do your
Yeah,
thing?
I want to do my one.
I'll do the Boring Hawks versus the Lions. Give him 1 vote here to Carl Amon, 2 votes to Cal Archie, loves the G, that man.
Loves the G.
And then 3 votes to the star of the show, Lockie Neal.
Now to a game that really happened. It definitely happened. North versus Collingwood.
Absolute game.
1 vote to Jamie Elliott, once again, just kicking away. 2 votes to Ned Long with some dirty handball stat padding. I don't want to see this, Ned. And 3 votes to the biggest stat padder of them all. 10 billion touches in the final quarter, Nick Dacos.
Merritt and Dacos were on severe Brownlow watch.
Fremantle versus Port Adelaide. Snooze fest over in Perth. 1 vote to Caleb Strong, 2 votes to Murphy Reid, and 3 votes to, heading back to Melbourne, Luke Jackson.
One small fest to another at the Adelaide Oval, Crows versus the Eagles. We give 1 vote to Riley O'Brien, 2 votes to Sam Berry, and 3 votes Josh Rochelle.
Now, Namcor versus Sydney. 1 vote to Clayton Oliver. He's truly back now. 2 votes Max Scorn, and 3 votes to going to Fremantle, so backwards in another trade, Cozzy Pickett.
Melbourne was the best city.
The final game, it was Nepo Babies versus 13,000 fans. 1 vote to Took Miller, 2 votes to Jack the Steel, and 3 votes to Noah Anderson.
Just quickly, how does St Kilda not win that game? They have more fans in the stadium.
Because crazy thing, right? They're bad.
Oh, okay.
Merritt's still in the lead for the,
Yes.
by 1 vote. Gorn's right behind him with 14. And we've got many notable names will be on your screen to see as well.
Looking for Marissa! Oh, my words! But Australia looking for a quick comeback. They've got it! Tim Cahill! Astonishing! No help whatsoever. Matthew Leckie! What a goal.
He said it at the start of the season. He wins trophies in his second season. And boy, oh boy, he's delivered. Ange Postecoglou has given Tottenham a trophy, their first one in 17 years, with a 1-0 win over your mob Manchester United in Bilbao. Jonty.
Did we even take the fucking plane over?
Didn't play. Hey, that is the worst European final.
Oh, Ange
time.
Postecoglou ball is fine. What the 1 goal too was it absolutely
shocking.
An own goal.
Oh, it was
the
so
worst final
Tottenham.
ever.
Oh, that was heritage. That's gonna be remembered for years to come.
The worst thing is we actually played good football this morning. Like we played the best game that we played all season, only 4 days after losing a cup final.
Ange Postecoglou has won more trophies in the last 5 years in Europe than both Manchester United and Arsenal.
Okay,
and
that's cherry picking. Seeing we won one in 2017. That's like the biggest cherry picking of all time.
Very Tottenham. It's good to see them win. I think the one thing I liked most about it, obviously besides Ange winning, was seeing Heung-min Son win a trophy. Well deserved. He's been loyal to Tottenham for many, many years now. But Tottenham are going to be playing Champions League next year after finishing 17th.
They are losing every game 8-0.
They finished literally. They were a place above relegation.
Yeah, no, 17.
Imagine they get like a Bayern Munich in the group next.
So
next
funny heritage. Well, there are linked with a couple of good players in the summer. Leroy Sané is linked with them as a lone player. I think now Ange will stay.
No, we're going to complete the most Tottenham thing in history and sack him.
No, I think he will stay. I think because he brought them a trophy and they don't win many trophies, they'll give him 1 more year. And he has brought out another cold quote, and they got to see if it's going to come. Did you hear this quote he came out with?
No.
So he came out with a quote after, it was on the party bus, or they were celebrating in Tottenham. He said, next season's going to be like a TV series. The third season's always better than the second.
He's getting sacked before Christmas. He's getting sacked.
I love Ange.
It's gonna be better.
I love him.
They're going to finish 19th with winning champions.
Oh, he's got so much aura. So much aura.
Do you want to go over there and suck him off?
This is unbelievable.
But United also have now £80 million in debt next season.
United
already,
fans-
without this not including the Kunyuk trade or transfer.
we know we're just penny pinching. You know.
United fans online have dealt with this game really well. I haven't seen them crack it everywhere. I haven't seen any of our other friends. I haven't seen any of our other friends, not including you. Definitely didn't crack it and just lose their mind and abuse everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Cope really.
I
badly.
love seeing United lose.
Do you know? I just didn't say anything because I knew I just started baiting Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Well, I baited one of our friends and
Lots of fishing though.
fell for the bait.
Line and sinker.
Lots of fishing. Lots of fishing.
But we'll jump back over to Australia. A-League finals, the second
This
leg.
makes me a lot happier.
Let's start with the first bit. Boy, oh boy, we went over to Auckland and we've done it. Victory are in the A-League Grand
In
Final.
the worst way ever.
The most shithouse way possible. Zizou's goal is the funniest thing of all time. Just thunder it into the opponent's legs and then it rolls past keeper. And then they just forget, oh, Bruno's there. Oh, he's just scored. Oh, no.
Oh.
How's Bruno done
He
that?
was very.
How
he's-
about the victory park the bus for the last 10 minutes of the game
There's
as
like
well?
8 shots in the final minute. It's only Auckland.
Oh, it's so hard.
It was so...
I was watching at Amy Park, and you could tell when we scored a goal because the audio went silent. Because obviously we're all cheering at Amy Park, but wow, Fornaroli as well, crying when he scored that goal. Good to see
It's
from
'cause
him as well.
He's leaving at the
Yeah,
end of the
he's
season.
gonna go to Perth. I think
Back
he's
to
linked
Perth,
with.
apparently, which he's generally 37 years old.
He's ancient.
Old man.
But the social team for Victory had a day out.
Oh, it was the funniest thing. It's still going. Today
They
they
lost
posted.
their mind.
Today they posted. Let's say sorry. Last night they posted. You know the Grim Reaper meme.
The grim.
They did one for Western Sydney, then Auckland, and then they just tagged City saying, "What's up, the City?"
Well, talking about City as well, they played straight after the Victory game. It was a 1-1 draw for the second leg. Meant nothing because City have gone through 4-3 on aggregate.
4-3 for 1.
4-1. My apologies. 4-1 on aggregate. So they were too good, but that now means we have, for the first time ever, a Melbourne Derby grand final. Amy Park's going to burn down.
It's already nearly sold out. It's Monday.
It's going to
It's gonna
burn
be
down.
So cooked.
Oh, it's going to feed so many families.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
What?
City are notoriously bad in finals, and we're also notoriously bad in finals.
Yes, I know.
It's the battle of who can be less shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it's going to be.
Nice.
I feel like derbies are always going to be great. The atmosphere, the first time all season will be awesome. My tip is still going right because you tipped Auckland, you tipped Western, and I've got City, and they're still in the grand final.
I think my tip was a joke. Just
No, Tane Ball. You were back in Tane Ball.
No,
he
they're out.
definitely didn't go in the group chat. No.
I am backing Victory because I'm a Victory fan.
I think that's pretty obvious from my point of view.
I am a Victory fan as well, and I want to back Victory, and I will support Victory in the night. But I think City are going to be too good. City have just taken the piss this
This is what
finals.
Carlton does to a person. Makes them pessimistic.
They have been too good. I want Victory to win, but I don't know if they
Victory to
will
win
get it done.
1-0 with a shit ass 85th minute
And then
penalty.
park the bus for the next 10 minutes.
Set up the 9-1.
But obviously we're coming to the end of the A-League final series. No, you're not the biggest fan of the A-League, but John T and myself have watched a fair bit of A-League this season. We thought we'd do a team of the season. We put together a good team, I think, here.
People might be annoyed with the midfielders, and maybe one centre back.
Too bad.
Too bad, too sad.
This is our team.
It's a 4-4-2. How football's supposed to be
Brexit
played.
ball.
Tiny ball.
Game's back.
In goal, Alex Paulson, the most rigged transfer of all time, worked out for Auckland until the final step.
1-1.
Content. In defence, we've got 2 Auckland defenders in here. De Vrij and Sakai, the captain. Very well. Solid down back. I think they conceded the second least goals in the campaign. We saw how good they were defensively. Even that first leg, they kept Victory scores for 3 games this year. So strong there. Alex Truan for City. Very good. We see what he can do. Down back. And then Western United's MI. I can't remember his first name.
Okay, so let me quickly. So Kai Truan, not Alex
Kai
Truan.
Truan. Apologies.
Tomoki Mai.
Tomoki Imai, Western United. He's actually been a bit of a gem down back for Western United. Very good defensively and has had spurts good up the ground.
Now, Marin Jackalis, who's been MacArthur's best player for the last 2-3 years, had 20 plus goal involvements. He was just elite. Ryan Teague, sneakily consistent all year. Put him above Jay O'Shea, Bratton for me. Also a bit biased, but that's fine. Segicic was tied for goal scorer at centre midfield and was the only real bright spark in Sydney season outside of Joe Lolly. And Joe Lolly was very overrated for the whole year. So given that. And then Milanovic, second half of the season, first half of the season, both just consistently good. Can't really complain about him.
Yeah. In the front, we've got 2 up front. It's not Craig Goodwin. Goodwin for Adelaide. I forget his first name. Archie Goodwin. He had a stellar season. I think he won the Golden Boot for the regular season, not throughout the whole season. Was phenomenal for Adelaide. It was the only reason sort of shining light they had in probably a bit more of a disappointing season than Adelaide preferred, only just sneaking into finals. And then probably, in my opinion, one of the best players the A-League's had. He's so talented for his age. Noah Bodic from Western United.
He's like 23.
What?
He's 23.
He's still young.
Yeah, but not as young as everyone's making him out to be.
He's still 23 and he's taking the piss. Linked with St. Pauli.
That's not going to work.
Noah Bodic. He's in, and our coach we've gone with Steve Corica. I think is his name.
Steve Corica.
Corica.
You were very much angling.
I thought it should have been City's coach.
Vidmar. My point for this was that Corica had to take a team that didn't exist and took them to win the Premier Plate in the first year.
Yes, because they bought everyone.
Should have been LOAC.
Doesn't matter. Normally, we had West United. They were absolutely
Should have been
awful in the first
LOAC.
year. No.
John. No, it should have been Victory's coach.
No, Arthur Dillis does not deserve
Give
that.
it to Arthur.
I don't care. We made final, like, the half the season my head hurt.
Give it to Arthur.
Anyway, back to actual England. The Championship playoff final happened. This is
Wow.
a £100 million game.
Yes.
The biggest game outside of FA Cup, everything.
Mm.
And Sunderland, after 8 years, have been re-promoted after 2 terrible documentary series for them, just causing them to crash out online. They've finally made it back up after being absolutely pegged back all game by Sheffield United.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable finish.
Yeah, they came back flying in the last 20 minutes where they scored, I think, the 75th and then the 95th minute. Joe Bellingham, Jude's brother, was phenomenal again. They're really good. But we do have prime Barclays football back.
We know we're still missing Stoke. Stoke has to be a key part of that.
Stoke and then maybe Hull City.
Nah, Portsmouth. Portsmouth would be the best.
But I'm so excited for the Tyne Derby, Newcastle Sunderland. That is going to be death.
It's going to be people complain about oil money versus a team that has been down in the dumps for the last 5 years.
Is that the biggest hatred in English football?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they hate each other.
Yeah, no.
It's Northerners. What do you expect?
Outside of the only one that would be close to it would be the Everton Liverpool.
Yeah.
The West side. Yeah.
Red Derbies. Before we move on, we've got to touch on one thing. Graham Arnold, he's back coaching again. But not the team would think. He is going to be head coach in the Iraq national team.
Yep, that's what the ball deserves, to be honest.
Iraq ball.
That's probably the best situation for him.
Don't make me get out of this seat. Come on in. He won't get in the water. He don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
As we know, guys, NBA heating right up, but we've had a robbery. Now, we all knew this robbery was coming. SGA has robbed the entirety of Eastern Europe of Jokic's 4th MVP.
That's okay. He's going to get rob the MVP trophy back for him.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Absolute scenes how that happened. Do we think voter fatigue is the biggest cop-out and a shit excuse for just changing up the storyline so we can have a new MVP and a new face of the league?
It is, but I can see why people wanted to vote for Shea. Did he deserve it? No. Did he have a great season? Yes.
Had a great year, but
Jokic had
a centre averaged a triple-double.
How was it when Shea picked up the trophy? It looked like he was taking a free throw too.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
remember Wednesday night last week, we were all out for dinner, and every time we looked up, they were playing a replay, and every single time we looked up the TV, SGA was taking a free throw.
Oh, he's just there all the time.
It's the
That was my
SGA theory still exists massively.
Oh, you look up? Oh, there he is.
Yep,
Good
taking a free throw.
touchdown.
So what? Jokic theoretically should have 5 MVPs.
He should have won the last 5 MVPs, yes.
Yeah.
What was the bigger robbery for him? Was it the one with Embiid or this one?
Embiid, because his team, he's a fraud and he couldn't lead his team past the second round ever. Whereas Shea
Embiid.
at least has gotten to the conference finals this year.
And they
probably
probably make it to the final.
Yeah.
Probably at this stage they will.
Well, talking about that, let's move on to the conference finals.
Yeah.
Let's start with the West.
Home court domination so far.
Home court domination. First 2 games, you thought this could be a sweep. The OKC could have it done in 4. But then game 3, Minnesota showed up, and boy, oh boy, what a performance.
Well, the weather outside is...
Sorry, that is... What is going on out there?
I don't know what's going on, but the wind is obviously what Ant did to the whole of OKC in game 3.
Yeah, unbelievable. They came out and they just punched him in the throat from the start.
Yeah, it was... Well, I think one of the bench players scored more points than any of the starters in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for Minnesota. I can't remember his name. Some random bum I never heard of.
Maybe?
No, it wasn't Walker.
No, only got like 15. But in general, it shows once again, this series is the complete opposite of the other one right now.
Yeah.
This one is just blowouts and then...
Yeah, not many close games so far this series.
Mm.
I think game 1 was tight for a bit. then the Thunder pulled away.
Yeah, and then
It was Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yeah, okay.
He
that-
scored
that is-
more.
That is a random.
He scored more.
That's a random.
well,
Shay.
what about Tony Bradley playing in the playoffs in 2025?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm really getting behind the Timberwolves in this series. I want them to.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
The West is a bit more tame compared to the Eastern Conference in the finals here.
yeah. The East is where all the explosions are happening because New York's quite literally
Game
exploding.
1 of the Eastern Conference
Oh,
Finals.
what a
could
game!
be one of the best playoff games I can remember.
So good.
Unbelievable.
Durant foot to take it to OT.
Yeah. Just the comeback
Yeah.
in general from where they were. What the fuck are the Pacers doing in these playoffs to pull off some of these players they've been pulling off?
Black magic.
It's
it's freaky.
So
The
good.
fact that but the thing is, right? So have you seen all the stuff about like the Pacers, like people in Indiana saying there's like so many kids missing, and that happens everywhere. Quickly, I'm gonna put this out as a warning. It's not a good thing, but it happens everywhere. It's not because Indiana are sacrificing people; they're just really good with depth.
Yeah.
Like the way they're playing today, even though they lost today, which we'll come back to in a second,
Even then,
they're still it's the fact that they can spread it across everyone.
It makes it so much harder to defend.
And their bench has been their big asset.
yeah, we saw Aaron Naismith, who I don't think he's been starting.
No, he is starting now.
He is.
He came in off the bench late in game 1 in the fourth quarter and just couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Every 3 went in.
They
It's
just
unbelievable.
they got obviously Tyrese their main ball handler, and he's perfect that. But he's such a good distributor.
Well, Siakam's putting up. great
Siakam's
scoring numbers.
been probably could win his second ring, and probably will get MVP if they do win that all the way if they go. But yeah, New York were down 2-0. We thought the city was going to burn for the wrong reasons, but they brought it back.
There's a pulse.
There's a pulse.
There's a pulse.
They looked dead in the third quarter today when they were down by 20.
Do you know what-
They got a knack for coming back from down 20.
But do you know what I reckon the exact moment happened where it turned around? When Neesmith went down with ankle injury and missed the quarter. That quarter, New York went up by 6. He came back and then it became a close game again.
Yeah. He's a big key in the series.
I
but
think
the Knicks did well today. Huge
again,
effort
I'm
to get
still
them.
backing my boy the Knicks. I think they get it done. I just want to see the city burn down for the good reasons. But I think whoever wins in the Eastern Conference Final will win the NBA Finals. That's my statement today.
I think it's pretty close.
It's I think all
Both
4
the Thunder
teams.
and the Wolves are great teams.
They are, but I think the East just have so much momentum, and whoever wins in the East is going to go all the way.
I reckon that this
Momentum is a huge thing in
no,
basketball.
but I'm saying this. I'm going to say this. I think the momentum's going to stop because they're going to be so tired from battling each other.
Especially if it's New York. They've had
Yeah.
the first 2 series have been hard series. The Pacers have sort of cruised through their first 2 rounds.
They have.
And
But they have the first one. They had the Bucks,
The
then
beat up Bucks.
then the Cavs.
Yeah. OKC look like they're cruising, even when they're winning games by 10 and then losing by 40.
Yeah.
Timberwolves, no matter what, can just turn it on.
Well, the Wolves have also had a comfortable run the first few rounds as well.
Also, we might have to be putting the melons if they win the chip.
Who?
Us. If the Timberwolves win it. Because
'Cause
they
we-
sacked the coach and we put them in melons.
We did, yes.
And now they're in the
The
finals.
Wolves.
Yeah.
They didn't sack their coach.
Yeah. it did.
No, that's Nuggets.
No, Nuggets. The Timberwolves did it for them.
No,
no, the
that's
Timberwolves did
Grizzlies.
halfway through.
That was the Grizzlies.
No.
Chris Finch is
Oh,
still
it's
the coach of
Grizzlies, that's
Timberwolves.
right, never mind,
Don't
yeah.
worry about
Never
That's
mind.
I
that.
was
The Wolves aren't that
I was
dumb.
trying to back you there, but I was confused.
No. My ideal finals is the Timberwolves versus the Knicks because remember that trade at the start of the season,
Randall
for
and Cat.
which I thought at the time was stupid for Minnesota.
Well,
It's actually paying off for them now.
Yeah, well, it's a
I
win.
think it's paying. It's
It's a
a
win-win.
win-win for both.
For
we
sure.
haven't had a win-win since Luca and Trae Young, and now that's
I thought I said Luka and the Mavs.
Well, it did work out in the end
for
Well,
who?
Corruption, that's why.
for both teams. Yep. Frozen envelopes, guys.
Yeah.
No, but the reason why it worked so well is because Gobert and Cat did not work.
Well, yeah.
Once again, it's the proving that
they
having
made
two.
the conference finals.
They did, but like as spacing, not everything.
Yeah.
Gobert's actually looked better without Cat too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes away the pressure of having to just be defense only, and Cat's ending up being good defensively and not attacking in the series.
Well, he hasn't been that great defensively, but
Yeah,
he's
he
been
was in big foul
he's
trouble
been
today.
pretty meh. But that's why they have Mitchell Robinson come off the bench to be the
He's able
defender.
to do small ball play. Miles Turner had him on a spin cycle,
Yeah.
which was very funny.
What is going on?
Oh, I thought you guys were going to take this.
Okay.
I didn't do this. I didn't write this in the notes.
I put this in. All NBA teams are announced. I thought we should go through them because it's a great award to get. We'll start with the first team. We had the MVP, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Jason, copy paste Aura, Tatum, I didn't write that. Giannis Antetokounmpo and what is that? Nikola Jokic. Who wrote horse beer?
The second team had some good players. We had Steph Curry doing it at 37. Let's just talk about that. He's something else.
Not
Hey,
the oldest.
who
in
else is
that
on that
Something
team?
else. He's something else.
Who else is in that team?
Steph.
Who else is in that team?
We'll get to him.
We've got Jalen born to play basketball.
Born to play
Brunson,
basketball. Jalen Brunson.
Anthony Edwards. LeBron James. I'm not saying
Lapuki
that.
Bear.
Lapuki Bear at 40. Jordan never did this. Goat debate solved. Fuck off.
Hold up.
Thank you. That's really well timed.
Evan Mobley also made it. So
Yes.
Well done, Evan.
Good work, Evan. Now, third team, Tyrese Halliburton, Dark Magic Man, James Strip Club Harden,
Yes, he made it.
Cade Cunningham leading the Pistons, the new bad boys, Zesty Jalen Williams, which is great because then Big Zesty also finished behind him in Cat.
Double zest.
Zesty
Double
front
zest.
court.
That's a very zesty front court.
Imagine how zesty that
If
locker
only
room would
Jalen
be.
Green was in there too.
No.
That's a zesty locker room. Willie, what are you doing?
Drink her own urine and lick the floor.
Why on earth are you brawling in the streets before the game even starts?
So you're somehow not number one.
You're just massive. It's that time once again. It's Melon of the Week time. Now, we've had so many good ones recently, and this week has 3 really good ones.
Yeah.
Just absolutely outstanding
3
ones.
bad people have done bad
One
things.
especially.
Anyway,
Oh, yes.
Melon of the Week. Each week we look at 5 people, organizations, teams, whatever you want to look at.
Whatever
Either-
comes across our social media feeds.
Yeah.
yeah,
Normally
pretty
it's on
much.
reels.
Normally.
pretty much.
Anyone, it could be X as
Catman's
well.
on
There's a
Reels
lot
a
of
lot.
X ones this. Oh, Catman's on there a lot. Anyway, and we look at the bad things they do and we laugh at them.
Yeah.
A lot of time it's allegedly, but this we've got some good ones. We've got some real
Get
good
off
ones.
TikTok.
Hold on. There's one. We'll cut.
Okay.
There was one I sent you guys, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the other one. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, it's already on the list.
Oh. Beep, 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 beep.
All right.
Let's go again. Restart.
No, cut into now.
No, it's too hard. Too much work.
Fuck off.
It's
Cut.
your fault. So no, we're not.
Cut. We're doing
Number
it.
5. Okay, wait there. All right. Number 5 this week. This one's a little bit biased from me. Sonia Hood. Now, Sonia Hood is the boss at Melbourne. Not kidding,
CEO?
North Melbourne CEO. And she was on radio all week talking about
Which
the
channel?
game. I think 2AW was the one she made.
2AW.
Yeah.
It's like 2AW.
She was on for this one. She was going around most of the radio stations, and she made the bold claim. She wanted everyone to come to North Melbourne game because they were absolutely going to beat Collingwood, and you will see it.
It was never happening.
Never happening.
How else are they going to get fans down to North games?
They don't. They're not supposed to. Collingwood fans are going to go anyway. It's Marvel. It's going to be full.
That was North's biggest crowd of the year.
Yeah. Then we can't. If we were at the MCG, we'd still fill it out. It's just the same. Anyway, Sonia, when you make claims like that, once again, this is like Ross. But we put Ross in the pressure point. We're not going to put you in the pressure point. Actually back them up or say them when you actually are confident. Not just,
They were never winning that.
no, they weren't.
No.
Even after they poisoned Scott Pendlebury, obviously.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just joking.
Is that coffee you brewed?
Yeah, it's the Instagram story. He felt
Are you
embarrassed
going
after
to
the
the game
story.
tonight?
Are you going to the
It
game?
was actually a big prank.
Do you like my coffee?
Dad jokes, Scott. Good one.
Anyway, Sonia, you're a melon.
Big melon. We'll stay in the AFL world. Moving over to South Australia. The Adelaide Crows have been having a great year, to be fair to them.
They have.
In the top 4. One of their players has not had a good move here.
No. No, he hasn't.
This is poor. An Adelaide player, we don't know who the player is.
Yeah, they haven't
name.
named him. It's probably a good thing.
It's confirmed, not Tex Walker. That's the one thing.
How do we know who's confirmed?
Because
it's not Tex?
seven know who it is, and they said it was not Tex Walker.
So why would they say not Tex Walker though?
because they interviewed him.
Ah,
Adelaide player that we don't know, obviously, was called out during the week. I'm not sure when it happened, roughly the incident, but last week it's come out into the media. Was called out for sending a female's nude pictures non-consensually.
Adelaide love sort of this sort of
It's a big no-no.
Big no.
Big no-no. Don't
big
do that.
no.
Don't be doing that. That's could be in the hands.
The extracurriculars, they need to stop people.
Don't
doing
do a Dane
extracurriculars.
Swan.
Swanee did to himself.
That was his fault.
Anyway, to this Adelaide player, whoever you may be, you're a melon.
Any prediction to it might be?
Not doing
I'm
that.
not predicting
We're not
that.
doing that.
I'm not saying.
Allegedly.
This is not like allegedly Tanner Bruin is in a certain court case right now.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Magistrate's Court website. Anyway.
Finger. Oh.
Anyway, I'll continue on. Another footy one, AFL. What are we doing here? It's an ex-AFL umpire. Goes by the name of Troy Pennell. Umpired in the AFL for 10 years. Idiot. It was an AFL umpire for a decade. He's famous for in one game between, I think it was the Bulldogs and the Crows. He gave 16 free kicks to the Bulldogs and gave 1 to the Crows.
Couldn't money laundering that.
Already dodgy.
Is that foreshadowing?
You'll find out. Obviously, as we know, AFL umpires are not the greatest paid gig.
No,
really.
because they're not full time.
They're
They're
on a
all.
part-time wage.
No, I don't think it's part time. It's freelance stuff.
Not the part time.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
part-time wage. So on the side of that, he's working at a company as like a director of, obviously in like a sales.
Chris got some
Area.
areas.
Not quite.
He actually is working.
Chris Scott works a lot of jobs. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Chief of employment.
so Troy Pennell, he's working in like a business development area, like in the money coming through in supply chain of like a shipping container sort of thing.
I'm just hearing words here.
You're not smart.
Okay.
On the side of that, he thinks he's still not making enough money. So what do? You set up a little side business to allocate all the money coming in through shipping containers into your side business account. You get away with this for 10 years, in which you make $7.5 million until one day the ATO give you a call about your business saying, "Oh, you never registered for GST." That's how he got caught.
Pay your taxes.
Oh my god.
So he's now obviously been sent to court for severe money laundering and fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So which he didn't show up to the court date.
He's on the run.
He's on the run.
That's good.
He's now on the run.
What country do you reckon he's in?
Kazakhstan.
One with no extradition.
Guatemala.
So he's now on the run. Absolute fraud of a human. Dodgy umpire. Dodgy on the books. Troy Pennell is our number 3 man.
Could be in Sierra Leone.
I'm surprised it wasn't Carlton's in-house umpire then.
No. Because we put that money in bags, not.
What sort of bags?
I know what bags I want it to be.
Oh my god.
Paper bags, obviously. No other reference there.
Seeing that clip the calf.
Kath doesn't listen to the pod.
All right.
Sending it to her.
Number 2
Woof.
this week. Okay. Jesus. Number 2 this week is Brennan Williams. Now, I think he's been on here once before.
He has.
He's been now sentenced to 14 months suspended sentence. So I can't speak. 14 months suspended sentence. Now, the whole thing is that he crashed while doing nearly 100 miles per hour, which is 161 Ks,
Nice. Fast.
while also being spotted with yellow balloons in their mouths. Him and his passenger.
So that's just a nang.
Yep,
know
nangs
what that
while
is.
driving at 161 Ks per hour.
What?
Not a good pastime to be taking part in.
No. Now, he was in a collision with a Ford Fiesta before crashing into something else.
Does the 4VS have an interlock? It's a really good inside joke.
That no one understands except for Kane.
I'm gonna cut it where they can see interlock bit. Things go bang. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The BBC. Semi's big black cock.
It's tiny.
Malteser.
Little brown dot. Okay.
A little pimple. Malaria.
Right now, Brandon did admit that he was doing dangerous driving.
Oh, really?
Crazy that.
Oh.
He also was on for driving without insurance and was given 14-month jail term,
Seems to be
suspended
a
for 2 years.
Manchester United thing. They didn't drive without insurance.
Endurance.
Insurance.
That's what you said, though.
I said insurance.
No.
It's a
Anyway,
Manchester United thing.
No, we just don't like driving at all. we actually have to make our staff stay.
Man
at
United
home.
is just a car crash
Yeah.
as a whole. So
Yes.
Anyway, so after basically being out of the game for a year because he kept on doing nangs, he did nangs while driving, got done, and now he is in jail. Oh, could go to jail for 14 months if he does anything bad.
what an idiot.
Nice one, Brendan.
Ruined his complete career. Because he was supposed to be Luke Shaw's replacement, and now he's could be in jail.
Yeah, nice.
Good work, Brandon. But you're not,
Not number one.
Not number one. I found this one. I was just scrolling along through Instagram, and boy, oh boy,
It's where you find the best ones. Isn't
we've hit a jackpot here. Former baseball player, 3-time All-Star,
Jackpot.
Rafael Furcal. He played for the Braves, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and Miami. 3-time All-Star, won a World Series. But he's recently facing felony charges in South Florida. It's always in Florida. It's something with Florida.
It's the air.
It's a party place.
It's the water, the air.
He turned himself into the county jail and was released on bail. But he is charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and throwing a missile in a public or private dwelling or vehicle.
Didn't someone get done for aggravated battery last week as well?
Yes.
Yep.
What's
So-
going on?
So he had an altercation with a truck driver where it's sort of bit of road rage happening here. So what he thought was the best idea is to get out a weapon and then a missile. Why do you have a missile in the first place?
You know that missile doesn't actually mean missile, right?
I know, but it still means it's a weapon that's been you can throw it like a
Yeah.
bazooka or something. It could have been a bazooka.
Okay, maybe your brain's a little bit
It
stupid.
could have just been a soft drink can.
Yeah.
But reading here, it was a rock. He threw a rock.
Okay,
a
well,
rock.
it's
threw a
not,
rock.
It's not bad. It's not great.
Still not great.
Yeah, but he also assaulted the man.
No, well, he's not. Well, he's an idiot.
He assaulted a truck driver.
Yeah, but you were making it feel like it was a kaboom.
He's Colombian from the Dominican Republic.
What's that to do
What?
with it?
Sorry. Oh my god, this is completely gone off the rails. He's Colombian from the Dominican Republic.
Sorry, he speaks Colombian. He's from the Dominican Republic.
That very, very well-known language, Colombian.
Oh my god.
But
Does he speak Mexican?
Rafael Furcal, you are a melon of the week.
The number one.
God, maybe you should be in there. After that
Put me in there.
performance.
The bad English.
That a stinker.
That was
My
absolutely.
English is terrible. We all know this.
Yeah,
We
well
know.
aware.
We are well aware.
Well, we've reached the end of the show.
Were you there?
We're finally Jesus.
Got there. Quite
there.
hungry.
Yeah, Sam.
What should we get for food, boys?
None of your business.
Whatever I want to.
Yeah, away from you.
We'll get the sloppy kebabi from
No,
downstairs.
no.
No, that's all right.
Anyway,
what's on for the week? We feeling good about the week coming up?
mid-season draft time.
I'm
Oh.
so excited this week, so I don't have to watch Carlton play.
We need the mid-season draft so we can get a player to play on Thursday. Open trials at Essendon Football Club next few days.
Goober, get him there.
St Kilda also opening trials.
Well, that's because they're bad.
Yep.
We just need a player out there. So
Don't go try it, please.
What?
Don't go try it out now.
Try out for St Kilda. You said last week.
Essendon and St
Essendon,
Kilda.
I'm going to go play for Essendon.
I'm going to go play for TUN 8 ball next
No, you
season.
play for Carlton.
I'll play TUN 8. I'm going to play for Western United. I'm going to play under Aloisi.
Anyway,
Anyway,
We should get the show done. Let's go.
I'm Ethan Stone.
I'm James Isles.
I'm John Perry.
Stay Nuffin.